good, right?
Yeah, it's not the brightest, but I think it looks okay.
But you're the brightest with that smile.
Stop.
Guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Hashtag
Ask LiveLeanTV.
I just stole your
We're going
line.
to take your questions and give you the answers.
But guys, we're switching it up today. We're taking questions from primarily Facebook and Twitter. But we made the decision because it took us so long to try to find these questions.
We keep debating where we want the questions to go, so.
Yeah, moving forward, we're going to only take questions from our LiveLeanTV Instagram story feed. So we're going to go in a few days before we host the show, and we're going to post one of those questions, and then you can ask the questions there.
Yeah, which so far seems like you guys like that, because I just posted one 2 hours ago and got tons of questions there already. So that's a nice place where they're all organized and so easy for us to find them. So please follow us on Instagram if you don't already, because that's where we're going to be taking questions for this show in the future.
All right, so let's jump right into it. First question comes from Twitter, from CrayCat66, says, is there any way for you to put your podcast on Spotify? That's the only way I listen to mine, and the Ask LiveLeanTV format is too long for me to sit down and watch in video format. You mean we're not like engaging enough for you guys to sit down and just grab your
look at us for 45 minutes?
LiveLeanTV mugs and just like chill with us? But anyway, I did look into this, and Spotify is actually accepting new podcast, but I have to figure out how to get it on there. So currently we're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher, and I think we may be a few other places. So we're on iOS devices, we're on Android devices, but I will look into Spotify as well, because Spotify is obviously a huge platform for podcasts, or it's turning into it. So we will look into that. Next question from Jafar on YouTube, I think this was a question. I just started a vegetarian diet on January 1st. Do you guys know how to build muscle on a vegetarian diet? Can you give me tips looking into bodybuilding? Thanks.
Sounds like a question for me, because I actually did this. I did like a bodybuilding show. I was training for figure on a vegetarian diet for 4 months for my prep.
So to be clear,
let's just vegetarian.
Sorry to cut you off, but to be clear, let's just be say what vegetarian diet is versus what seems to be more popular now, the vegan diet. Like, what's the difference?
Oh, well, vegetarian means you're not eating animal meat, but vegetarians usually do eat eggs and sometimes even fish. I know that's technically supposed to be called pescatarian, but most vegetarians will not eat fish either, and they'll not eat any animal meat, but they do eat animal products like eggs, honey, and what else is like dairy, I guess, is something vegetarians will eat that vegans won't. So if you're vegan, that means you don't eat anything that comes from an animal, so
including
not the meat
honey,
and not even honey, because bees make it.
Yeah.
So I think most people know what vegetarian is, but I guess if you don't, then you just learn something new. But how do you build muscle on it? The key is that you have to eat the right types of foods to get enough protein, because you guys know protein is such an essential part of building and maintaining muscle. So it is possible to get enough protein in your diet on a vegetarian diet, but you have to eat a lot of beans, a lot of nuts, a lot of foods that are higher in protein. So you're not just eating like all the carbs. So it was really hard for me especially because beans are kind of difficult to digest. So
really?
I really struggled with the gas.
Oh, did you have gas on beans?
Oh my God. So embarrassing, you guys. So embarrassing. Like, it was hard for me to get through a workout without tooting. I'm being honest.
TMI.
Yeah, that was way TMI. But like, it was so embarrassing because you're at the gym, there's other people around. So I would like go to the locker room or something, get out of the gym floor. It was just terrible, right? Okay, so that's why I didn't stick to my vegetarian diet. But it is possible. And I do think that, after some time, your digestive system is going to adapt and you're going to develop the right enzymes. Anyway, how do you build muscle on it is by getting your diet right and making sure that you're eating enough of the higher protein foods. And just watching your macros just the same way you would with meat in your diet as well, but using different foods to fulfill your macros. So hopefully that helps.
Good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
Make sure you follow someone who is a vegetarian bodybuilder. They can probably help you more, because they're going to have more experience with that. So.
Okay, next question. I think this is on YouTube as well, from Amber Kennedy. Says, do you recommend the keto diet? So a lot of nutrition questions.
Yeah.
So keto diet, I mean, I love the idea of the keto diet. And what I say by that is it's a diet that is high in healthy fat. And I think a lot of us need more healthy fat in our diet. It has like a medium amount of protein or a good amount of protein to help, with your cells and build muscle and burn fat. But
very low in carbs.
And very low in carbs. So if you're not aware of what the keto diet is.
Yes.
So I like the idea of it. Is it something that is sustainable? For some people, yes. But I think you have to be maniacally focused to really make this diet a lifestyle for you. And it does work for some people. But for a lot of people who aren't that focused in on what they want to accomplish, good luck. Again, good luck. This is a very restrictive diet where typically 25 grams of carbohydrates a day, and that's including carbohydrates from fruits and vegetables. Anything above that, some experts in keto, and I'm not an expert in keto, but some recommend that some say you can get up to 50 without knocking you out of ketosis. Even still, 50 grams of carbs a day is very low.
Yeah.
So for me,
and it's hard to stick to that.
That's the underlying message here is if you're looking for a lifestyle, if you're that focused, then go for it. I would say do it up. But if you like to live a social life where you have, you like to indulge a little bit, you like to have a little more balance, some alcohol here and there, then it gets a little bit tricky. So that's where I think the Live Lean diet really helps because we're basically like a balance throughout the journey. It's
not restrictive.
It's not, it's a lower carb approach, but it's not low carb.
Right.
It's high in healthy fats, it's a good amount of protein, it's a good amount of calories, and we still have refeed days, cheat days in there, so we're not restricting you from anything. So I think if you want to learn more about the Live Lean way of nutrition, go check out Jessica's 28-day video course. It's called Live Lean Way, and we'll link that up down below.
It teaches you all about the Live Lean mindset, which is not a diet. It doesn't have a set of rules where that's what I think my main problem with keto is. It has like steadfast rules that you cannot break or else you're out of ketosis and you're just not even reaping the benefits at all. So I feel like that's a little too harsh for people. It's hard for people to stick to something that has to be kind of all or nothing, black or white.
Yeah.
Because living lean isn't like that. Living lean is more about making choices that are going to propel you forward and, living a lifestyle that you can sustain.
Yeah, Live Lean is more lifestyle related, where ketosis for most people is like a 30-day challenge for you to do it. You're going to lose weight, you probably will lose weight depending if you're in a calorie deficit or not.
That's the other thing I wanted to bring
another
up too.
thing.
Just following keto doesn't necessarily mean you're going to lose weight, and I feel like a lot of people have made it this like weight loss diet and like promising that you're going to burn excess body fat and everything, but that's not going to happen if your calories are just crazy because of the additional fat.
But it can be though, and I know ketosis or the keto diet is a huge topic right now. Jillian Michaels has jumped in on the negative side of it and just bashing it, and I have my whole set of opinions on her stance on that. Then you have other experts that are really promoting it, and it's
controversial and it's a hot topic.
I think it works, but it works for specific people who are super narrowly focused on accomplishing something. But if you're more from a lifestyle perspective, I don't know.
I do think there could be like a lot of negative side effects and drawbacks from that too,
but a lot of positive ones.
But a lot of positive, just like with anything. So it's like, I don't know. We're not here to say that keto is bad or keto is good. It just totally depends on you and like what you're looking to achieve with it.
I'll put it out there. I say keto is good.
Oh yeah?
But
you're on team good?
Team good, for sure. Like I agree with ketosis or the keto diet.
I think I'll take team bad then because I just feel like it's unrealistic for like regular people who enjoy
that's
like
beside the
sweets
point.
And carbs.
That's not the point.
Okay.
If you take away if you're a regular person or if you're a super focused person and everyone could do this and willpower is not it,
then you think it's
I think it's a great way to I would do it. I think it's a great way to do it.
My number one thing, like why I want to join Team Bad, is because any diet that limits your vegetable intake, I think is just crazy. Because to me, vegetables are the healthiest part of your diet.
But it doesn't really.
It does limit your veggie intake.
It does.
Like to be like, I can't eat a sweet potato because it's too high in carbs. It's like, come on.
But that's different though. Sweet potato, anyway.
See, what I'm saying is like, I feel like it's a slippery slope when you start like
you can live
a healthy. you're limiting your fiber intake, you're limiting your nutrient intake. You know what I mean?
You can live a healthy life, hit your micronutrients without having sweet potato in your diet.
Yeah, you can, but I'm just saying I feel like it's just not a diet that I want to be on. Okay, so maybe that's why I feel like I'm taking this stance, because it's not appealing to me.
That's what I'm saying. If you take your personal opinions out of it, you just look at the facts and the science and everything else related to it.
It's hard to have an unbiased opinion, though, because it's like, would I do it? No. So am I going to recommend it to other people? No.
Okay, well, that was a good debate.
Yeah.
Leave a comment down below if you like the debates when we kind of take opposite sides on things. Okay, next question is from Twitter, from Alondritas Fitness. Says, hi guys, hope all is well. I have a question. Sorry, it's so long. And then, she did the Twitter, what is it, the Twitter hack where you post your, since Twitter is only a certain amount of characters, she posted it something else. So let me just read it. She says, thank you for the incredible content and motivation. It's truly changing the way I see health and fitness now. Awesome. And shout out to you. Yeah, I know you've been through our Afterburn program, and I'm loving seeing all the videos that you post and that you're tagging us in. You said you have an autoimmune disorder which causes inflammation, stiffness, bone, and muscle pain daily. Some days are better than others, and I can push through a great workout. Other days I struggle with energy and strength. Do you recommend any techniques or supplements to reduce inflammation and soreness? Currently, I was looking into turmeric and BCAAs. Thank you.
Okay, great. So, I mean, not great. I didn't mean like great that you have an autoimmune disorder. Like, definitely feel for you on that. It sounds like it's been painful and a struggle. So sorry to hear that, but I definitely do think you're doing an amazing job of continuing to work out through this. And I think that's so inspirational for other people to see that conditions don't always have to be perfect to get yourself in shape. And I've seen photos of you, you've transformed tremendously. Yeah. And so just a huge congratulations and kudos to you for working through these issues. I don't know of any supplements specifically for that. Like, what do you think other than...
Let me jump to it. First thing I would tell you to do is I've, in previous relationships that I've had with other females, they've had autoimmune issues. And what they did was they went to a naturopathic doctor and did like a food allergy test, because a lot of it can be derived from eating the wrong types of foods that doesn't agree with your body. Your
body's trying to reject it.
So they go through, they do a big food panel on you. They give you a huge list of food and they say, yes, you can eat this. No, this may trigger more inflammation, arthritis, that sort of thing. So I'd recommend you maybe talk to a naturopathic doctor about that. But when it comes to supplements and to reduce inflammation, number one supplement I would say is fish oil. Fish oil or krill oil. So the omega-3s, fatty acids with the EPA and DHA. So I've done a whole blog post on that. You can click down below. But I would up the dosage on that, or talk to a doctor about what dosage you should take. Turmeric is another one that has been shown to help with inflammation. Another one that I just literally did an Instagram post on it, and it's for another reason, but I'm looking more into CBD oil. Now, CBD oil has been making like a lot of waves in the industry for anxiety, but it's also has been, I'm not gonna say it's also been shown, but it's been talked about that it may help reduce inflammation as well. So CBD oil may be something that you should check into as well. And BCAAs for an inflammation, I don't necessarily know if I've ever heard of that, but that's something.
I do think that would help. Like she's saying, she struggles with energy and strength. Okay. So I do think that would help in that regard. But also, just having a well-balanced diet, making sure you're eating plenty of protein and carbs and healthy fats. Which you're probably already doing. I don't think I need to say that. Yeah. But as far as supplements, I feel like the ones that he mentioned, turmeric sounds like a great idea to me. I haven't personally tried it, but we hear great things about it.
So if you want, I would say the first thing to do is go talk to a naturopathic doctor.
Definitely.
And if you're looking for one, we actually work with one that we can send you to. If you're interested, they do online stuff as well. So you can hit us back with an email or a DM over on Instagram, and we can maybe make that connection for you.
Yeah, it's amazing these days. You don't have to find a local doctor. You can literally work with like so many different doctors just online. And that's what we've done. Even though the doctors we've worked with were local to California, we still did online sessions with them. It's just so much easier. Yeah. But so, definitely. And I want to say this for anyone who's struggling with any kind of like medical disorders, although like we love love offering support and guidance and everything. We're just really not qualified to give medical advice. So it's always, I know we keep saying this to you guys over and over again, but talk to your doctor about it. We are serious about that. If you have something you're struggling with and it's a medical thing, talk to your doctor. Like, don't be shy to find a different doctor if you don't like what your doctor says. You need to keep digging, and as much as like fitness YouTube influencers can help you with little bits of advice here and there, you need someone who really knows you and who, is qualified to give medical advice.
And that they'll actually spend the time with you. And it's not just like, we got 5 minutes, in and out, here's some pharmaceutical medication to help you with that. So that's why I'm recommending you
make sure they consider your whole story.
That's why I'm recommending you go the naturopathic route. And I've dealt with them, like you get in on a phone call with them, it's recommended.
And make sure you're really getting results from what they're giving you instead of just, taking medications that have bad side effects and everything. So,
all right, let's move on. Next question.
Okay, so let me find some more questions. We're going to go to our Facebook page. We got some questions on our Team LiveLean Facebook group. So these are people who are part of our team. So Claire Watling says, on days when you're totally wiped out from looking after those beautiful bubbas, what's the one thing, nutrition/exercise that you make sure that you do?
So on a day when you're totally wiped out.
Yeah. Well, some days are like that.
That usually comes at the end of the day for me.
After we've done our nutrition fitness.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say is I make sure that I take care of myself in the morning. So I get to the gym, I take Kyla with me. She goes to kids club, so she plays with other kids while I go in and work out. And I always have the same healthy.
We're pretty regimented about our meals.
Healthy meals, but I'm not to say that we're perfect. Like before we turned on the camera, I was mowing down on some potato chips and salty potato chips, which I'm really dry right now because there's a lot of salt on them.
You're regretting that?
But so there's really not like one thing that...
But we are regimented about the meals that we have. Like we always know what's for breakfast is like pretty much the same thing every day, and then lunch is pretty much the same thing every day, and dinner we kind of like get an idea ahead of time and everything. So we don't leave things to chance or leave things to the end of the day. We make sure to like be proactive and start the day off with healthy habits, both with fitness and exercise. So I think that is a major thing too, which most parents probably make the mistake of, is like leaving things to the end of the day and saying like, I'll get to it when I have time. But you have to make it happen. You have to make the time instead of like hoping you have the time later.
And remember, guys, I've said this in a recent Instagram post where I said the 10 things that I've learned about being a dad. You have to take care of yourself before you can actually, in order to take care of your kids. If you're not healthy, if you're sick, if you're always going to the doctor or whatever it may be, you're not able to take care of your kids. So you can't put your kids, and it's hard to say, it's not to say that you can't put your kids' priority in front of your own. Just don't
not like that.
Don't put yours on the back burner. I still get my workouts in. I find a way to do it. Jessica still gets her workouts in. She finds a way to do it. Just because you have kids doesn't mean you have to then get out of shape and just let yourself go. It's make it a priority, just like you make your kids a priority, and you can do it.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point, and a lot of people feel so guilty for taking their time to work out. It's like taking it away from the kids. It's like you have to realize there are so many opportunities. Like right now, our kids are both asleep. They're napping. There are lots of opportunities in your day that the kids are either doing something else where they don't need your attention, or they're actually asleep. So you can, work around it. But I do think that's a great question. Okay. We can still have one right here.
All right, so let's keep this moving because our kids are asleep.
We gotta hurry.
What is the quickest way to build and sculpt beautiful back, shoulders, and triceps?
The quickest way, I would think, my mind goes immediately to follow a program, right? That's always what we're saying to you guys is like follow a program. Don't just do random back and tricep exercises here and there with no structure to it, but follow a program that's going to sculpt your entire body. And then the side effect is going to be a beautiful back, shoulders, and triceps. Like your whole body will be beautiful when you follow a structured program that's really well balanced, instead of just trying to target trouble zones.
Yeah, and some people, like when you say sculpt, so it may mean that you're not showing definition yet because A, maybe there's not muscle there, or B, maybe you have too much body fat covering the muscle. So the important thing, so let's just say for instance that you have too much body fat there. People have trouble zones on their body where they hold on to body fat longer in certain areas than others. So when a lot of people are talking about spot reduction, like I need to lose fat on my lower belly, and what should I do? Well, body fat goes at different times. Maybe you hold on to belly fat the longest and that's the last to go. So maybe you still need to lose a little bit more fat Or maybe you just don't have the muscle there yet to really be defined. So maybe you should be on a fat loss program. Maybe you should be on a muscle building program. It depends on what your body composition is like, but it could be either or of those.
Yeah, and it definitely depends on, you have to look at your body and analyze it. So that's why we recommend taking progress pictures, because when you look at yourself in a progress pic, you can objectively decide, like, do I need to put more muscle in this area? Or is it that the muscle's there, it just has a layer of fat over it?
And this question, by the way, was from Wanda Anderson, who's in our Facebook group. And I think she's currently doing Live Lean Afterburn 2.0, which would be a great program for you to help
that
with
one will be great.
those goals. So,
and by the time you're done with this program, you'll be like, wow, I have a beautiful back, shoulders, and triceps. You're going to like all of the areas of your body because of what it does for you as a whole. So
and of course, diet comes into play as well. Like if you're looking to build muscle, you need to be eating enough. If you're looking to lose fat. So I think you get the point.
Yeah, but I do think the quickest way is to be following a program instead of just doing random stuff, because you're going to get there faster when you have structure. Okay, so this one, Dahlia Milan says, last Saturday I had an appointment with my nutritionist doctor and I lost a lot of fat from lower and upper body, with my middle not so much. Would doing more ab exercises help with that?
So this goes back to the last question that we just answered. Like I said,
that might be the last place that your body's
spot.
Holding on.
Exactly. So
but you're losing fat, that's a good sign.
So if you still have body fat to lose in your midsection, doing ab exercises is not the best way to do it. You can't spot reduce based on the exercise. And what that means is you can't just take your upper torso and move it towards your thighs, and that's going to help you lose body fat there. The best way to lose body fat from an exercise standpoint is total body, full body movements, like we say, the big ones, squats, deadlifts, and presses. So chest press, shoulder press, that use a lot of muscle groups because it's going to help spike your metabolism and it's going to burn more calories, which eventually will help attack this area once your body is done attacking every other area, if that's where you hold on to fat.
The exercises that get you most out of breath are the ones that are helping you burn the most fat. So crunches are not one of them.
Go do a set of squats and then go do crunches and see where your heart rate is. That's the indicator of what you should be doing.
Yeah, and abs are such a small muscle group, so they don't have as big of an impact on fat loss as your larger muscle groups. But that's not to say that you shouldn't do any ab exercises. Like, definitely include them in, little bits. They should be part of the program that you're following. But it's not that, like, someone who has belly fat should only do abs all the time and excessively train their abs, because that's not going to help.
How are we doing here for time?
I think I just heard a baby wake up.
Okay. Well, let's get through this question and then we'll see how we do.
Okay, one more and then I'm going.
Next question on Facebook from our Team Live Lean group, Mohan Goharis. I think I just butchered your name, but can you give me more advice on intermittent fasting? For example, what kind of foods to break a fast with a fat loss goal? Anything you might think would be helpful information on an IF day? There's too much information for us to focus. So I'd say the first thing to do is to go back to our blog, LiveLeanTV.com, search intermittent fasting. I've done 4 different videos on that, and I tell you all about it. So rather than getting, I think, too much detail here, unless you have any.
Well, I like this question because it's like you're asking, are there certain foods that are better to break your fast with than others? I think healthy foods are the best way to break your fast, rather than if you were to break your fast with like sugary cereal, you're just going to be hungry immediately after, versus breaking your fast with something like an egg and meat breakfast that has high protein, high fats. You're going to feel fuller longer.
That was my point, is get the calories in on that first meal, because
you're going to steady your hormones and your mood. And
if you just eat like a bird to break your fast, you're going to feel hungry again. And then you're going to start going to get potato chips and going to get all the other things. So I would say break your fast with a really big meal, high in protein, high in healthy fat, high in fiber, and then move on with your day.
Right.
Okay, so I hear Cody.
I gotta go.
So we're going to call that a show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click the like button. Let's get this video out to more people. If you do enjoy the podcast, leave a comment down below and go over on iTunes and go listen to the podcast if you haven't already done so. And I guess I'm left here on the set by myself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep living lean. Boy.